There we are. I don't know what happened. It didn't. Hello, everyone.
We're here. We're all
I'm
here.
so. I am here with my coloring all wrong, but I'll be dark tan today, and you be a regular human. Oh, Lalit, it's good to see you. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. It's Karen Doyle here. Hello, and Suzanne Gridsby. Hello, everybody. Uh, Maria is grateful. Thank you. I love that
I
name.
love that. Maria is
There's
grateful.
Anne Hamlet. Oh, it's so nice to see you. And Don. Don Yepez is here. Denise Fletcher, hello. So she's a member. We've got a couple of members here. And he's a member too. And Sue Toffee gifted 4 people, including herself, memberships to my channel last night. I know. It's so exciting. So I want to make a short little, it says it was Karen Johansson, Joanne Nesson, Joanne. I said I put your names in the community tab, and Marby Gongora, and we've got Mary Thornberry. Thank you so much for sending me your email. Linda Thompson. If everyone could just send me their email, it's just my name at yahoo.com. That would be great, because I want to get together with all the people who are on the thank you for supporting me level. I would like to I want to send a Zoom link so we can all look at each other face to face and get to know each other. So I just would, anybody who signs up for the thank you support level, just make sure I get your email address, because YouTube does not give that information to me. So it's very good. And it's nice to see you, Lalit.
Nice to see all of you.
It's wonderful. Louisa, thank you. Charlie C. Sage of Fire. Maria is grateful. I love that name. So, Linda Bishop, hello, missed you. As before, we're going to start out with Lalit, because she has big things to say. As we do that, I would like very much, if you have a question that you would like answered, please write it in all capital letters, old eyes, and then I can star it while she's talking. I can star it, and I will star it and get it in the queue to read. We take everything randomly. If you have a dire need for a reading from both of us, or together, we read together, then you can always do a super sticker or Venmo or become a member or something like that. That draws my eye to you, and you will be next on the list, first on the list. So, Lalit, this has been a big week.
A big week, yes.
As you had mentioned last week. So I'm going to leave you to explain everything to us.
Okay, well, I'd just like to start by addressing the elephant in the room, and to get everybody in a calm state, because everything is going to be okay, not to worry. So we're going to address the debate and what happened and what is happening. And I'm going to look at it from 2 perspectives. One is astrologer, because that's one of my hats. My other hat is I'm a music teacher, and I've been a music teacher. I did 15 years as a college professor in San Diego, and I taught piano and voice, and I worked music therapy in an Alzheimer's places where there were patients that needed therapy, and I would treat the Alzheimer's people. So the minute that Joe Biden spoke his first word, I knew that he was really sick, and that his voice had been affected, and that he had the flu or a cold, and it was really affecting his being. And it seemed that he'd taken some kind of medicine, and that would help his maybe cold and breathing, but it really affected his ability to speak, because he's a stutterer from as a child, and he has a very big problem in public speaking, and he was just hit so hard that it just set him completely off kilter. And so it was very sad. And I felt just terrible during the entire time, because I know that it was a sad and unfortunate thing, but it is not, I repeat, not going to have a deleterious effect or a bad effect on the final outcome of this election. It is absolutely not. And I was talking to Debra about a little clip that I saw of Biden speaking just now about it was so inspirational and so uplifting. Some of you may have seen it. Debra suggested I link it under the show, so I will do that at the end of the show. Debra, who is know all about how to do those kind of things on YouTube, I have two things I'm going to link. One is that very brief, it's a 2-minute speech that Biden just gave addressing this thing. And when you hear it, you are just going to feel a big sigh of relief. You will say, oh, thank God, and you feel relief. And the other thing I want to show you is a little video by that man I was telling you about. His last name is Lichtman, Lichtman. He's the man who does the predictions, the mathematical predictions as to who's going to win the election. And he has a system of 13 keys as to who's going to win. And Biden's very close right now. And he did a show last night about the debate. Will this affect the keys? What's happening? And he said there is absolutely no effect on the keys by any debate. And he said that the debate, in fact, is not in any way predictive of what's happening in the election. And he pointed out several things. He said it's never a factor in determining the outcome of the election. Barack Obama had the most tremendously disastrous debate. He won. Hillary Clinton had a great debate with Trump. How'd that go? Her debate was just fantastic. And he looked like Linda G has a nasty thing that she says, like cold turning a Dixie cup. I mean, that's something like, he looked bad, really bad against Hillary. And look how that turned out. And George W. Bush had a disastrous debate and he won. So all of these recent elections have been the opposite day of how the debate went around. So that is really not a factor right now. So don't worry about that. And the thing that's happened with that event last night is our focus has changed, and everyone is talking about what a great president he's been and all the great things that he's done. We need to give emphasis to those things, and we're changing the approach to it, and things are going to work out beautifully in this election. Don't you worry. And as an astrologer, I can see that Trump is going to start having a big nosedive very soon now, coming right up. And honestly, I don't like to talk about lifespans of people, but according to the two charts, you compare Biden and Trump, it looks like Biden is going to outlast Trump. So he's going to be his health is failing. And even though last night he looks like the vibrant person, well, all week long he's been saying how Biden was going to be taking some drugs to jack him up. Well, whenever Trump says something about someone else, it's because that's bad. It's because he's doing that thing. So I would, he was looking very strong, but it's not going to continue. And he's going to have a major hit in the Justice Department. And in this coming week and two, and also the Republican convention is going to have some kind of a big catastrophe there. And I want you to remember, we have a little anagram. Everything's working out perfectly. EWOP, EWOP, EWOP. Everything's working out perfectly. We are not seeing the big plan. but there's a reason for this, that it's kind of getting people more engaged. Everyone says, oh, what can we need to help, we need to pray for Biden, we need to help, how can I contribute, what's going to happen? People are getting activated. So we're entering a new phase, and you have to be careful of the fear and anxiety aspect, because that sends a vibration out into the universe that is exactly the opposite of what we want. Remember, we were talking about Mother Teresa and how she had been asked to join an anti-war demonstration, and she said, no, I can't join any anti-war demonstration. She said, but I will be happy to join a demonstration for peace. So if you're pushing against something with a fear, anxiety, and pushing it against something, you're actually giving energy to that thing that you're trying to prevent, which is what we have to avoid. We're here for inspire and align. We have to align our vibration in the light, because the real big thing is that the whole world is undergoing a huge transition. And those of us who are here as light workers have to keep focused on this positive vibration. So remember, you can do positive things. You can contribute in so many ways. They are looking for volunteers to handwrite postcards. This doesn't, if you can sit at home, if you can write postcards, if you can make telephone calls, you can volunteer in the office, you can contribute money. But another way that you really can do this, and it makes a difference, is just to do, I see, like in Maria is grateful name, have your attitude of gratitude and do random acts of kindness. And always keep your thoughts full of joy, gratitude, and faith, because when you're in that dimension, you can help. When you're having fear and anxiety, you're doing the opposite. So you have to get back to where Maria is grateful, and we all have to do that. Just here's a small thing that happened to me yesterday. I went into Walgreens, and I was trying to get some money out of the cash machine. So I was fiddling around with the numbers on the screen, and my debit card fell on the ground. And a kind, sweet lady came up, picked up the card, and gave it to me. And she was so sweet. I just said to her, I kind of whispered, I said, thank you so much for your kindness. And she said, there's still a few of us left here. And I said, that was so beautiful that she said that. There's still a few of us left. And I said, yes, there are. And we have to fight the good fight. And we both got a laugh out of that. But any small thing that you can do in your life sends out ripples to people and to the universe. And that is how you can be proactive. And if you're feeling anxiety or fear, you are doing the opposite. You're sending us in reverse. So do your part, whatever you can, to stay out of that element of fear, because I'm assuring you, by astrology, there is no doubt. I'm 100% certain. And I think you're going to see a very big fall from grace starting in the next month. And I have this feeling, I've seen Jack Smith has got something up his sleeve that we don't know anything about. I'm wondering if it's something to do with, how there was some Bedminster, Trump brought some of those papers from Mar-a-Lago that were stolen on an airplane, and he brought them to his golf course in Bedminster, and then he was showing them around to some ladies, and there was a recording made of him talking to these ladies about America's secret plan of how to invade Iran. And these were just random women who weren't, and here he was talking about the secrets that the general had drawn up to invade Iran. And that happened in New Jersey, and it's a different jurisdiction than Mar-a-Lago, where you'd have a different judge and everything, but he'd have to bring a different case. And I just heard something on the TV about them finding some kind of transport that was done in those days of documents, and so maybe he's planning a new case. based in New Jersey of the documents or espionage or something. There's something big that Jack has up his sleeve, and I think will also affect the cronies of Donald Trump, the people who were involved in the insurrection. And I think there's going to be some surprises. And so remember, we don't know all of what's going on. We just see a little picture and we don't see the big plan. But we're going to talk about now, go back to the astrology that we talked about last week. Do you remember that I said to you, starting on the 26th, there was going to be like a big blanket thrown over everybody's head? You'd be feeling depressed and anxious and worried, and you have to guard against that. I remember Miss, we always say, I don't think she's here, Hinemanima said, I'm going to pay attention to that, because I work in a clinic or somewhere where people respond to that kind of thing. And I said, well, it's going to start on the 26th. Well, this is what we're seeing today. And yesterday, that thing that I was talking about, and I'm going to show you what's happening. And we're going to talk about what the heck is going on, because there was this dramatic change that is felt across the whole nation and everyone's feeling it. So what the heck is it? I'm going to show you right now. And it relates to the talk that we've had from the beginning of this group, because we started discussing Jupiter and Uranus conjunction and Pluto going into Aquarius, and that these things had never happened in this way that they're happening now since the American Revolution. And in particular, in the year 1789, we had this configuration that we're having today. Now, I'm going to show you the chart of today. And these things were active yesterday during the debate. So the bugaboo that was making everyone feel depressed, we have Saturn in Neptune. See my new program, I got it running, and we have a nicer looking chart. I'm very happy that this looks better. And I'm going to have it set up even better, because it's only been operational for a couple of days, but looks better. It's more clear and it's nicer to see. So here we have Saturn in Pisces together with Neptune in Pisces. And we've had these two things in the sign of Pisces, which is spirituality, but it's also the deceptiveness of Trump, and it's also the feeling of depression that we're having, because Saturn is the thing that puts a damper on things. It constricts, restricts, gives you trials, tribulations, and challenges, and it rules governmental things, governmental agencies, and the entire governmental things, especially effective for things like the courts and the justice system. So this is elections and all of that. We've had influence with Mercury over the past few days, and this is causing people to feel anxiety and fear. This is a very fearful kind of thing. Because we have Mars and Pluto in the mix. Pluto is gone retrograde. Now, you've heard of Mercury retrograde, and that's not that big a deal. It's an inconvenience, but it lasts for a few weeks. When Pluto goes retrograde, you really feel it, and it's heading backwards into the sign of Saturn, the sign of Capricorn, and they are affecting each other because Neptune and Pluto are in an angular relationship together, and so we're feeling deep, dark fear. This is also to do with imprisonment and feeling trapped. And with Saturn placed like this, people are feeling unable to accomplish or achieve the things that they want to achieve. They feel stuck. And we who are all hoping for good results in the election all had a big blow in this area, because we felt, you feel like, oh no, if Trump might be elected, everything will fall apart. And that was causing a whole lot of fear. But the other thing that has happened to cause this is Saturn is now stationing today. So when a big planet like Saturn stations, what that means is normally the planets are going forward through the zodiac, and just like that big barge that hit the bridge in Baltimore, if it's going with momentum, it can't just go into reverse it on a dime. It has to slowly come to a stop, and then it can go to reverse. So the planets, before they go reverse, have to slow down and stop. And that is what has happened to Saturn. And Saturn is now stationing, means it's not moving. Yikes. The image I like to give people, this is very, help you understand what it's like. When we were kids, maybe you might have seen a little boy get a magnifying glass and focus the rays of the sun down on some poor little ant or something like that, and catch it on fire. So it's like when you're focusing the energy of the planet, because it's standing still, it's not moving, it's focused. So Saturn is now standing still, and Pluto is also going backwards into the sign of Capricorn, the sign of Saturn. So we're feeling stalled. We're feeling frustrated. We feel like we're stuck in a cage and we can't escape, and we don't know what's happening, and we're full of fear. This is a natural part of this Saturn cycle, and it's a chance to regroup and rebuild the structures, and you're going to see some big changes out from this happen. I think the Supreme Court is going to be an entirely different body of justices when this is over. It's going to be a big change in that area. But with Saturn at a standstill, we're all feeling oppressed and trapped, and that things that we want to accomplish seem to be stuck. We're feeling stuck. So it's not just you, it's an actual thing that's happening to the entire nation, and there are effects of this around the world, because if you notice other countries that are having fascist dictators trying to get into power, we have Hungary, Turkey, even in Italy and France, the people in the far right have come into some power. England went through Brexit, and different countries in South America are having this sort of authoritarian rejuvenation of this force. Why is it? Because this particular thing of Pluto being in Aquarius, which for a moment is now going backwards, like I told you, it's just a minute. It's going to go forward in October. So Pluto will be going direct again October 12th. And it only gets back to 29 of Capricorn, but that's right in aspect with Neptune. So people are going to be scared. Don't let that be you, because this is just temporary. We're gaining steam. It's like the steam engine is building up power. So it's got the force and power being built inside. And what happened the last time in history, 1789 is when this happened. First, we had the ratification of our Constitution and how the justice system worked with all the judges and everything. And then a couple of weeks later, the storming of the Bastille. Now, in France, and in all of Europe, in all of the countries, they had kings ruling. And the people felt the divine right of kings, because they were given the power from God, and they had divine right. And the poor people, they were fighting, they were starving to death, while Marie Antoinette was in her castle with gold, feasting all the time. The people were starving. And so what happened is they took over the Bastille. They chopped off the heads of the king and queen, and the rest is history. It was a movement for the beneficial of the masses of people. The masses of people needed to be taken care of. Now, we're not in a circular return, as we never are. It's always on a spiral. So when we come back to the return, it has the same kind of energy, but slightly different level. So this is humanitarian benefits, healthcare. We're talking the taxation of the rich people to pay for Medicare and Social Security, because they're not paying their fair share, and Trump is the one who took away their tax, gave them tax relief. Then we had a big debt. That's ending. So this is ending. more things toward, well, free drugs for people, for their for the insulin drugs and other drugs that were so expensive, this kind of thing. So people are going to be taken care of. There will be a new society, and from now to 2026, things are going to change so dramatically you won't recognize the face of the earth, and the countries will be very much reorganized, and it's a big social consciousness and spiritual revolution that is so large that it's painful to go through. So we're feeling the birth pangs, and right now we're having a little pause. That doesn't mean the momentum is losing. No, we're gaining steam. So Saturn will go direct in November, right after the election. Pluto will give us some relief in the month of October. It's not that everything's going to be negative until then, but we will have concerns, We're going to have concerns, and it won't be clear. We won't feel out of the woods until then. And of course, we knew that we weren't going to feel good till the election is over. And by some miracle, that's exactly when these things clear up, starting in October, and then in November, first Pluto and then Saturn will go direct, and things will move in our direction of the benefit of society. It has to. This is written in the stars. These are humanitarian, the goodness, the benefit of all the people, a spiritual rebirth, so that there's a whole different way of governing in the world. And I think there will be intervention from other galaxies when people have made this revolution interior, in the spiritual revolution. We're going to have help. So have no fear that things are looking grim. And if you remember, I warned you starting the 26th last week, I said, you're going to feel depressed, you're going to have anxiety and fear, and don't let it grab you, because this is a temporary thing that we're going to pass through. And so make note of those kind of things. So when it happens, you say, okay, I know this is part of the divine plan, of which we can't see the whole thing. And we start doing our small part, which is mainly keeping yourself centered in the positive vibration, not having fear or anxiety, and trying to do the little bits of good that you can in the world, whatever they are, whatever you can contribute, you do that. So we need more joy and peace. So you need to go to your own health, make sure that you do something that gives you joy and faith and hope, so that you can contribute, because in fear and anxiety, you cannot. So remember, the last time we have had anything like this has been 250 years ago. And think of the changes that occurred in the world then. This time it's on a new level. We'll be seeing brand new things, but using the same energies of humanitarian relief, of a global society, not just the 1% getting well, getting rich, etc. So let's see. We did have some good news. Apparently, the Supreme Court knows they're in trouble. They told Steve Bannon he has to go to prison on July 1st. So that's some hopeful news that maybe things will start turning around. But remember to keep your faith centered, so that you can be the light bearer that you are meant to be. And that's my speech.
And you're sticking to it. It's wonderful. I had some wonderful comments here. Everyone's got excited about it getting better.
So
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And somebody, excuse me, who was it? Oh, I just had it. Here, Maria is grateful, says she's been painting to keep her mood stable.
Oh, good, Maria.
That's what you do.
Wise. Whatever brings you that joy. For me, it's my kitties, my music.
Mhm.
my meditation. Oh, and by the way, the Neptune and the Saturn and Pluto are really good things for spiritual study. So I saw that Suzanne Giesman, I took her mediumship level 1 class, and she's starting level 2. And so I'm signing myself up, and that's how I'm going to do it. Get myself centered in that way. And those meditations and they really work. And so that's a wonderful way. Painting, music, your animals. Deborah has her lovely birdies.
My birdies that are sassy. Sue Toffee says her origin is the Lyran. Am I saying that
Lyran.
right? Lyran, with the family, with the cats on the other side. This is another thing. And Toffee, Sue, thank you so much for all your donations and everything. I'm going to read you right away. What's interesting is that with Lalit's message and your numbers, it looks like studying your family of origin from your divine family is what is really going to help you through, for sure.
Yes. And that connection, doing that, the connection, because people on the other side are going to be able to be in contact with us, because we're going to shift our whole consciousness so that we will be, they're waiting for us and cheering us on, saying, come on, we're ready to go here. So they're going to help us.
Awesome.
They are
Awesome.
helping us.
Oh, wait. I got something. Karina, hello, beautiful girls. I love that. The girls. I'd love to share something personal, positive, that I had a soul awareness session with Debra this morning. That was AU time. It was wonderful and very helpful. Thank you for that plug. I appreciate it. I was going to announce it a little bit later that I do have now the soul awareness is bigger than the reading I gave you today, Karina. I know I kept you online for an hour and a half, but there is so much information in someone's divine record. And so the soul awareness goes a lot longer. So, but what you got was a soul profile. And that tells you about whether you're monosoul or soul shifting, one-time soul shifting, being a walk-in. It describes your planet of origin. I know we've had, especially the group we have now, the evolved people we have on our show. I'm sure you have had a lot of incarnations in a lot of different planets. So you bring a wealth of information and enlightenment to this planet, especially during our hard times now. But that's your planet of origin, and then your soul specialty, and also your superpowers, the energy centers. And of course, our evolved Karina. I won't say which ones they are, but most people have one energy center. Of course, our Karina has two. And the trick to having two energy centers, which are two divine gifts, is that you have to combine those gifts to be able to manifest the full potential of your soul's potential. So anyway, that is all. That's the cool part. I don't know. Thank you so much for saying something. You're a doll. I enjoyed it. That's my happy place.
Let me ask Maria is grateful a question, because she's asked for a reading. What you say Central Time? Can you give me a place of birth? And I don't think I've done anything for you. I don't know you under any other name, do I? Because I don't have my list of names. And I've got to go back to my old my data. It is in my old. Do I have you under another name, Maria is grateful? And if not, where are you born precisely?
She says Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
And I need to say, before we start on the questions that I can answer, because we do different things here. We shake it up. SR had a question for you. And I wanted to just prompt you for that, because I know you have to kind of look it up.
Yeah, and I've got to go to my old program because I
Okay,
haven't
so that
got the
will give you
data.
time.
I found out I have to transfer all of my data to the new program.
It's
I haven't
always
done that
something.
yet. So I have to, I didn't want to do that until today was
Yeah,
over.
over.
I said,
I
I'd be
know.
dead in the water. So I'm going to go back to the old one. Anyway,
Okay.
Maria, I don't have you in my bank, I don't think, but I have SR. So
Okay, so SR is mentioning that. I just want to toss this out to you so you can work on it, and then I can get busy with my questions.
okay.
So I saw P last night, which is their person of interest. He was very different, more open, dinner out, sharing more. March 17th is his birthday. How is he or us? I don't know if you can do the numbers for
Okay.
that, but and there was another. She did mention that she did not. Am I saying this right, SR? That you did not get the job? Is that right? That we were reading on last time. I think that was it. Oh, look at that. No, Lalit, you were busy last week, so can send this week. You haven't done her, you've got her information, but you
SR.
haven't
No,
done
I
it.
addressed SR last week in class, in the group.
Oh, this is Maria is
Oh,
grateful.
Maria. No, I
Yeah.
haven't.
So she
Okay.
was just saying last week,
She's-
now I remember you were really busy and you said,
Yes.
I ain't doing any.
Yeah, I got the new program. So I'm ready to go now. So I will enter you. You'll be the first person entered in the new program. How about that?
Yay, the new one.
The new
Okay.
one. And I'm grateful for you. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, so tell me what you want to do now, because I have this wonderful list of 15 here, and I'm going to start out with Sue Toffee
Okay.
because she has been very generous. Oh my gosh, so generous. I appreciate you. And the first.
I'll raise my hand when I'm ready for Maria's grateful, so you can see me. How about that?
Okay, that would be good. Sign
Okay.
language, I'm good at that. So
A smoke signal.
A smoke signal. So I'm going to start with you, Sue, because you're just an amazing person. And I did your numbers. Now I got smart this time. I got little pieces of paper, and then I wrote one name on each piece of paper so I don't get any numbers mixed up. So here you are. You know, I got to tell you, I mentioned earlier about moving into we were born to do one thing on this planet, and this is it. It is to follow your fascination. That's our homework from the other side. Follow our fascination. And one of the things you are is an amazing intuitive. So you are a 26/8 life path. I say the numbers, but I never remember them. So you might have to put your birthday back in the next time. Or if you remember these numbers, you could certainly type them in next time. But the 26/8 is designed to, with the 6, you fill the world with balance, harmony, and this is your full potential. This is a lesson you came to learn, is to allow that ability to move into being the mediator, being the balancer, being that. I mean, art makes you cry sometimes, right? And then the 2 of the 26 tells me that of collaborations, that you need to learn to collaborate. Now, the cool part about your numbers presently, which is a 7 personal year, is that when you collaborate, it's going to be like for everything. That veil is so thin. If you want to do mediumship, if you want, just follow your fascination about whatever interests you. And you don't have to do or sign up for a fancy project or a class or anything. All you have to do, because you know that saying at Bumper Sticker, we change our life at the level of action, not wishes. If you want to do anything, I'm talking to everybody here, not just Sue, just go to physically walk to your computer, type in, or your phone, type in your fascination or your question about your fascination, what it's like to do milleflori, what is it like to do ikebana, what is it like to do pendulum work. It doesn't matter what it is, just go ahead and key it in and then see what Google offers. I say Spirit Google. See what Spirit Google offers. And then this is when you have the intuition to click certain things. And then you learn something about a topic that fascinates you. So that's what I'm going to say, because the 7 personal year is about bringing in. So you're a master of bringing in spirit to the world. You're an 8 life path. You manifest really, really fast. That's a good thing. The shadow side of an 8 is that if you don't know what you want, you can kind of tumble around in the same spot for a long time because you keep manifesting whatever you're more confusion or something like that. So you got to be mindful of that. That can be annoying. But let me do some cards here and see what's going on around town for you for next week. Interesting. Oh my goodness. Okay. Spirit has a very direct statement for your message. I don't have my little board here, but let me tell you what it is. The first one is the 8 of Wands reverse, meaning slow down. Don't push the river. If it was upright, it was like, oh, things are going to happen really, really fast. Slow down. And the reason I say that, because you're here's Pentacles and you're an 8 life path. The 2 of Pentacles means you're going to find balance if you slow down. The next card is Justice, of course. Balance, harmony, justice, right and wrong. You are the number of law and order. So that will bring you balance, more of the balance thing. And this is the fun, Spirit, excuse me, Spirit always has a sense of humor. And he threw in the 4 of Cups, which means be indifferent. Let the emotional cup pass you. Be indifferent. And the last card is so exciting because it's the 9 of Swords reversed. Upright, it's like losing sleep, worrying about something. But if you go through this protocol of slowing down and finding your balance with the 2 and Justice, then become an observer with the 4 of Cups. Be the observer of life in general. And that will bring you sleep and less worry. That's why I like to read the reversals as well. So it's a really plain, clear message from Spirit, Sue Toffee. And I'm very grateful for all your generosity. You're just wonderful. I'm just going to check the messages here, see if I'm missing something, because I go to, are you, so you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. And then you can check the messages while I take the next shift.
Okay. So so thank you. God bless you. I'll leave you that. Here we go.
All right.
And you're up.
So Maria is grateful. I love your name. That is so beautiful. What I've done is I've cast your chart. You said between 5 and 6 p.m. So I just set it up for 5:30 to see how that looks. And if you were born at 5:30, and within this realm, your moon is rising in Gemini. So this is a person who uses their hands to make things, to communicate with the world, and it's a very spiritual channeling sort of communication. You also have Jupiter in Taurus, a sign of Venus, in the 12th house. So this is how you said you're looking to art for joy. That's what I'd say. This is a sign that this is really the time in which you were born. Jupiter in the 12th house. Now look what's going on. It's in Taurus, and right on top of Jupiter is Uranus. You've been having this for months, which means you've had a lot of inspiration and a lot of changes, dramatic. You feel like you're on a roller coaster or moving sidewalk or something, the sand, quicksand, you're feeling things are changing under your feet, and you're getting inspiration from sources that are brand new. And this is quite beautiful because Jupiter is in Taurus is a lovely place for it because it's very expansive. It can be very pleasurable and bring you happiness and joy, but something very unusual with Uranus, the Aquarian planet, showing real change and volatility. So you're making new discoveries. Maybe you're discovering new means of communicate, new artistic expression in new ways, but it's quite positive. And Jupiter is approaching your ascendant. So that means that you're having an interior riches of dream life and communication that is very, very helpful to you and very positive. And that's in the 12th house. And when Jupiter is here approaching your moon, you may, and your north node are together, you're going to probably feel a real surge of energy and good health and vitality. So it's the future in this area is looking good. It's good for your health and your energy for coming up in the future. So this will be very nice. Saturn is at your midheaven. So in Pisces, this is looking right. This is really just passed over your Saturn. So you've had reorganization in your life, and maybe you're thinking of retirement, just changing career, doing something brand new. And you're very determined, and you have some new opportunities for you that might be involving not only art but also writing, teaching, and communication. You have a Uranus-Pluto conjunction when you're born, so, and with Mars there, so everything about you is unusual. And as it's in Virgo, you can tend to get you can get anxiety and worry. And so that you found out how to channel that in your artwork is a really good thing, because this is so much nervous energy, so much. And it's so deep and so profound. And so you're a natural medium, but you have found an artistic expression that's really important for you to keep your health. But the future months are going to be good for you. When Jupiter crosses over your ascendant, you're going to feel a surge of energy and rebirth, and feeling much healthier and vital and able to express yourself more freely. You'll have a lot of opportunities, and also money making, and your general well-being is going to be okay. So you're heading into a better place right now. There you go. I'll send you, you send me an email, will you? Because I can send you a report. And I think that I'm feeling that 5:30 is pretty close to your birth time, but we could figure that out more in the future. But send me say this is Maria's Grateful with your email, and I'll send you the chart with a report.
She said she did. She sent
okay.
the email. That's great. Now, Karina does say that she got your chart, but she's having trouble opening it. A strange format, so maybe it was corrupted on the way to Australia. You could just go to
okay, Karina, I have a suggestion for you. You have if some of the formats are HTML format, and it's probably you're not set up to read it, so you want to convert it to a PDF file. If you just look at that file, point to the file, and say you want to print it, then when you get the printer thing, instead of printing, go save to PDF. So send it to your printer, and instead of printing, save to PDF, and then you'll be able to open it as a PDF file. Easy, okay?
Okay, that's awesome. Well,
if that doesn't work, email me, and we'll get together and fix it somehow.
So, Suzanne, I'll be with you in a second. We're next on the list, but since Maria is Grateful is here and and we're giving Lalit gave her a reading. I'm just going to continue just for a moment here, because you were talking about creativity, and you are in a 3 personal year, and so that is the most creative part. But you know what's interesting is that when I had my 3 personal year, I just had this desire. I've always had a desire to write a book. This is when I created the deck, the Clarity Tarot deck. And I always wanted to do it. And I tried a few times. But this time in my 3 personal year, I was able to just move through it. I had the momentum. I didn't give up. I mean, I went through it. So just so you know, the next couple of years, the energies, what it's going to ask you to do, it's like the 3 personal year will ask you to write a book. The 4 personal year, which will be 2025, is going to ask you to edit that book and do all the grunt stuff. That a lot of work on it that never seems to get any reward. And then the following year, which would be 2026, is that the 5 personal year. And that's when you go and do all around the world to do book signings. So that's kind of how the benefit of a 3 personal year. Now you can deny it. See, this is what makes numerology exciting, because we need to, it kind of adds a little pressure, the personal years. So, because if you're obsessed with something, let's say, I mean, follow your fascination if you're, but obsessed with someone else, where someone else in your life or another situation in your life will dictate whether you are happy or sad, then you'll miss the bounty of the 3 personal year. Because, as someone who likes art, you kind of move into that, and you're off planet right when you move into it. So you're also a 24/6, which means that you do make beautiful art. You absolutely make beautiful art. What you have had to learn in this lifetime, particularly, is what you have to learn is that you need to feel secure in yourself and secure in life without the other. And I know that's tough, but that's the lesson you've been asked to learn for this lifetime. Another thing is something very important right now. It's the energy of the 2, where you can blend in, and you could be very, very sensitive to other people's reactions. But that's, of course, the artist's way, right? Because we have feelings. But the thing is, with one of the lessons you've learned, been asked to learn in this lifetime, is to make your art for yourself, not for another person. And if someone, be as independent as you can. If you feel you're too dependent on someone else's reaction, and you maybe even make someone feel obligated to reflect back to you your best self, or else you don't feel good about yourself, that's what you've come to learn. My sense is, since we're in a 7 personal year, my sense is that you have mastered these numbers. And once you master the lessons of a lifetime, it's just easy street. So I hope that helps. I'm going to bless you and leave you with that, my sweet. Suzanne, I've got Suzanne next. You would like a general reading. Let me put my card away so I don't get you mixed up. You are a wonderful, bold 28/1 life path, which means you think quick on your feet. In fact, before you took life too seriously, you were pretty quick-witted and you're a little competitive. In other words, one of the things, let me see if this is right. Yes. One of the things what your self-talk does is you compare yourself with another person's job. And we all do that. We compare ourselves, but you have a full diet of that almost, you know. And I'm not throwing shade on you for that. It's just what we do. But I'm saying that one of the reason you came into this lifetime is to learn to not be so hard on yourself. Don't talk, no stinking thinking. And all you have to do, if you're in competition with yourself. You know, be a better Suzanne tomorrow than you were today. That's all it is and it means a lot to anchor that into it and not be so dependent on, well, again, I guess that is dependent on other people's reactions for your security, but that's easy to say. You're in an 8 personal year, which means that you can be obsessive compulsive with everything tangible. If you are obsessed with that, it's like everybody in your life is a little upside down and the communication is off a little bit. So an 8 usually is a great manifesting number. You can manifest mad fast when you have an 8 personal year, but you also risk more. And if you allow your emotions to come in, step in, on any topic at all, then you'll risk more by maybe being a little hard on others. Did I say that? I'm so sorry if I offended you. I'm just that's the message from spirit. When things get chaotic, just focus on something new. The Ace of Pentacles, it's also the 8 type of thing where you can ground yourself. When life gets overwhelming, you have to do something with the earth. Walk on the beach or go into your garden or just hold some flowers. It doesn't matter what it is as long as it's part of the earth. Crystals are good too, and that will serve you well. Let me know how that lands. That's an odd little reading. Only because let's see. Okay, so I've got some feedback from Maria is grateful. Let's see. Whoops, I'm sorry. She says, I don't rely on others for my happiness. Then that's so good. Oh, one should learn that. Once anybody who learns that, it's easy, straight. Thank you both. Perceptive and accurate. Good advice. Thank you, Maria, again. So, Suzanne, it looks quite nice as long as you know that you are, remember that you are the observer in life. If you start feeling off your game, hug a tree, eat some good food. That's awesome. That's awesome. How you doing, Lalit? You didn't raise your hand yet.
I am ready to. I'm ready to say something with SR. I'm just wondering if I can get. I was just wondering. I'm trying to get her screen in a way that is not.
Okay,
I'm
there
out
it
of
is.
Here. Okay, there it is. Okay, all right. This is for SR. So your friend here has this. I've made the chart. It's with you are the inner ring. So this is your horoscope in the center. Your friend is the middle ring. So this is his sun. This is today's position, Neptune, the thing we were talking about, which can cause confusion and a little bit lack of clarity and no focus, is sitting right there on top of his sun. So he's a little bit lost and doesn't have clear direction right now, but he's very sensitive and open. And there is some room here. Here's his moon on top of your Jupiter. There is some possibility here for having some lighthearted, very pleasurable conversations and meetings and good interaction on a mental plane, but it has to stay a little bit light and not be too heavy, or in terms of commitment, because look where Saturn is on his chart, just approaching his sun. So he's approaching a maturity and making decisions, but isn't there yet. So he's a little bit lost at sea, and he's vulnerable, but he does have a lot of passion for you. So there's a lot of passion and amorousness, but he is himself is a little bit lost right now, and approaching within the next year a real direction in his life and finding himself, because he's feeling uncertain. So it would be a good opportunity for you to have some very friendly, kind, loving meetings, but you don't want to get the conversation turned to, you don't want to be making him feel cornered because he's feeling a little bit lost. So you want to be just open-minded, have a nice, lovely, have some picnics together, some meetings where you can communicate, but keep it a happy mood, because he's a very delicate state right now and under a lot of pressure and feeling lost and confused. So you can have some nice meeting, but don't expect any like long-term commitments at this point. He needs a year to figure out what the heck is going on in his life. So there's that. Okay, so all right, SR, are we good? I think that answers your question.
Awesome. Awesome possum. Okay. Now I'd like to, Ness, if you're still here, even if you aren't here, you'll catch the replay. I have, I just want to share with everybody what she wrote. Ness is a 33 master number life path. I am feeling the urge to buy a video camera and start filmmaking as a hobby. Where is this urge coming from? It feels familiar and foreign. I got to tell you, ever since I met you, I have seen you in front of the camera and behind the camera. When I say in front of the camera, I can see you because the 33 master number can always, what do you call it? Set scenes, where they go like this and all that stuff. They can set scenes because innately that one visual can speak volumes. One scene can make the movie type of thing. So again, follow your fascination, my friend. And I'm going to ask if there, okay. I asked to see if there was filmmaking supplies available to you readily without a deep financial commitment. The answer is yes. And inside this yes, it says your savings, it won't tap your savings. If this was reversed, I would think, you'd have to dip into savings for it. But it looks quite positive as far as you moving into that. So just, give your guides the thumbs up saying, okay, noted. Now, synchronize up, because we need to ask our spirit guides to be quite clear with us, for us. You say, what this daydream about making movies, what's that all about? And then bring it down and say, listen, TikTok, get to work. Tell me what's going on. Now I'm going to leave here. And yep, I see you.
I have her chart.
Okay, let me leave.
So, Ness, the ruler of filmmaking, is very clear. The planet you look at for the rulership of filmmaking is Neptune. So in your horoscope, you have, this is your solar return. Well, Neptune is on your ascendant for your solar return for the whole year. So you have Neptune right here on this is where you're finding your inner being and your spiritual side, your spiritual nature is being ruled by Neptune, with everything sitting upon that Neptune in the first, right on your ascendant for your body, together with Saturn. So you need to have some, there are film schools and directions about filmmaking and things you can work with. But boy, Debra turned me on to Clipchamp, and I was so excited because I was editing using Adobe Premiere and just suffering like so much. But Clipchamp was really fantastic because it's so creative, and maybe
I've got to
that would
jump in here, Lalit, because Ness says it is not, that chart might not be correct.
Well, this is your solar return chart. So it is not your natal chart. It's your solar return for this year. So for relating to when your sun returned to the place of birth. So it's a solar return chart giving you an indication for this year. So it's a forecast chart. It's not your natal chart. And it's telling your situation now in this year. And Neptune is on the ascendant. So that is where that's coming from, because you're feeling just a strong physical urge that's irresistible. And it's an urge for creativity and spirituality at the same time. And it's affecting your body and your health. And it would be a really wonderful outlet for you, I think. But you do need to get some training, do some training. Doesn't mean you need to get into a school. Just, you can do it on your own. But I found when Debra showed me Clipchamp, I was so excited because you can do all kinds of film editing things in there that are easy and not stressful. But anyway, yes, you have a definite urge this year. That's something very deep and into connection of your spiritual self into an artistic expression, the spirit through art and affecting your body. And so that's a really good, healthy choice. No, yes, it's not your natal chart. It's a thing called a solar return. So anyway.
You learn something new every day. I do. Ness is quite the astrologer herself. She's so smart. Awesome. Thank you so much. Now I have a couple of more here. I have Leah and I have Joyful Journey. So I'm going to do Leah next, and then we're going to wrap up. I don't want to bore people and have them leave, but I want to make it happy for everybody. Leah, you have another person with the 7 personal year, meaning it's a straight line to the other side, but you are a bit a restless soul almost. You need to find your freedom inside commitments. And in general, that's what you do. You learn in general, it's like trusting people, but keeping it light. In other words, you'd rather, when things get heavy or something, you can want to just kind of pop off with some lighthearted, let's go to a movie, let's change the energy in the room type of thing. I'm going to do the cards now. Right now I feel the urge to yeah. Oh, I found out that my book is delayed by 30 days. Decode Tarot is supposed to be coming out August 28th. Now it's September 28th. Boo-hoo. But thank you for your support. It'll just take a little longer.
So it's delayed by a month, you said?
Yep. Yeah. But I'm doing some other work and just going to publish myself, because when you work with a publisher, you really do, give up stuff. But I'm happy. I'm blessed. So Leah, you have an amazing Spirit is saying a moon cycle. What's this? what's the moon in right now? I mean, what cycle, what part of the moon is it? Is it just
I will show you. We
good?
are,
Because it says to plant your wishes, but then wait for them to grow through a moon cycle.
wait for them to go through a moon cycle. Well, yes, because we're at the dark, so we
Oh,
want to
okay.
wait to start them. So this is the time to make some plans, but not to. So
I've got love and money here kind of reversed. So just understand this is a season, a moon cycle, that it's almost like, think of it this way. Don't, not that you're going to lose money or anything else, but it's that feeling, that energetic signature of, oh, my relationships are a little off maybe. Or now this is for next week. You may not feel this at all this week, but maybe it'll come and go. But if it does, this is like, you can say, oh, that's what it is. So your emotions aren't drug along at their will. You can control them yourself. So the Two of Cups, which is messages of love with other people and all that stuff, and even partnerships with business, it's reversed right now. Also, the Nine of Pentacles, which is that fulfillment, feeling rich, financially together and all that. Now that's reversed. Doesn't mean you're poor. It just means that the energy signature that's going to tiptoe around you is going to say, oh, I don't have enough money and I don't have enough love and all that stuff. Well, inside of that, it's like life is saying just stay positive, keep your wishes going, don't worry about it. It's like void of course. I don't know, that's an astrology term for the moon, but it's like void of course. You just stay still. Now, the nice part about this is to think of it this way. Life is synchronizing up blessings for you. And if you try to push the river for it, it's just going to be frustrating. So enjoy the rest.
So you asked about the moon.
Yeah, let me get out of here. Hold on. Stage is yours.
Void of course, by the way, doesn't mean that. It means that the moon is not going to make any aspects before it changes sign. And basically what you say is nothing's going to come of that. So that, like, if you're doing a horary analysis and it's void of course, you say, well, this is nothing important is going to come out of this situation at this time. So here's the moon for us now. The sun is over here and it's in Cancer, and the moon has just entered Aries today. And so it's behind the sun because the moon is catching up to the sun. This is the dark of the moon. It's entering the last quarter. So it's the waning, closing down of the cycle before we start a new one. So this is not the time to plant seeds for new ideas. It's the time to make plans for the new moon, which will happen when the moon catches all the way up to the sun in another week or so. I haven't got the date of that because I got so wrapped up with all the things I was doing. So I don't have the exact date of the new moon that we're going to have, but it's in about a week because you can see how far away it is. So this is not the time to begin new projects. It's the time to make plans and crystallize your ideas about what you really need to do and meditate upon things, and you'll make some moves when it is the next new moon cycle. We're still ending the new moon in Gemini that we had is coming to an end now. And so we're in the fourth quarter, the waning phase. Not the time to plant your new seeds yet. You get everything lined up, plow the earth, dig down deep, and make your plans. Get things all lined up in order, and we'll plant seeds in about a week. So,
All right. That's about what happened here. Now I have joyful journey. I know you're talking about your health, but of course I just go into energy signature because I don't do medical. I'm not a medical intuitive. Excuse me. It looks like the first part of next week you're going to feel like just throwing your hands up and saying, "Oh, forget it. I'm getting out of here. I don't." But that will start. That is going to start cycle, a cycle of obsession and compulsion, feeling that life is betraying you. Now, I'm not saying this is your future. I'm just saying that if this energy comes up, you have a choice. This is going to be a choice point for you. So let me go farther into the later part of next week. You absolutely ground yourself. You get your emotional footing back under you. So that's that. So here we have a week ahead of us. And Spirit is saying you will have an opportunity to choose differently, to choose how you feel about something differently the first part of next week. So instead of just waiting to the end of the week where you feel better about it, choose differently if you start feeling like life is betraying you and things. And I so get that because I know that you're healing, and anytime I have a bellyache, I cannot move. Life is horribly dark because I'm just not used to any of that. I've been blessed with good health, but so it can't, that corrosive kind of limitation you feel in your body or pain you feel in your body does make you feel kind of disgruntled a bit. And again, another wave of that might be coming. And but now that you know that it's a cycle coming back, you can say, not in my house. And it's not like you're being Pollyanna. You're just recognizing it for what it is. So that, and there's that promise of that positive end of the week. Just bring that in quicker. We can change timing. That's why we get psychic readings. So I'll bless you and leave you with that. My goodness. Thank you so much for joining us. We're always so happy to have you. Do you have anything more to say, Lalit?
I wish everyone a happy, joyful week. Stay calm, have faith, be kind. Somebody near my house painted on a rock. We have a lot of rocks. I live in the Las Vegas Valley, and someone on a rock painted the words "be kind" in a beautiful kind of artistic paint, and it looks just on a rock. It's a really beautiful thing.
I think we should get online here and all grab our rocks and our paints and start painting things. That would be such a fun thing to do in an afternoon. But I got to tell you also, if I had a rock, I would say be kind to yourself and each other. So
if you're not kind to yourself, you can't be kind to anyone else.
I know. so eat a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Have that ice cream, man.
When the airline stewardess is giving you the talk about the oxygen mask coming down, she says, "Put it on yourself first. Don't think about putting it on your kids." No, if you're not there, you can't help your kids. So take care of yourself first.
I know we easily forget that. God bless everyone. We'll be back on Friday. I'm going to be with Linda Berteau tomorrow. I've got something else down the way. I've got
tomorrow?
A bunch of tomorrow.
What time tomorrow? You changed it. It was supposed to be Thursday, right?
No, we went on Thursday.
Oh, you went on Thursday because I couldn't be there. So you're going to do another one
on Thursday because I got all excited about the debate, and then this morning that was just yesterday, and then today I was just going to take my makeup off after the debate. And I thought, no, I'm just going to freshen my lipstick and come on and talk to people. I enjoyed catching up with people, and we had a jolly good time. And then this morning I had a little more to say, so I did that. And then we're going to just kind of talk about it again, kind of get it out of our system a little bit, because we are it's a new earth. We have new directions, new energy, and we are the new Democrats. We don't give up. We don't throw our friends under the bus. We don't throw our Joes under the bus.
So what time are you and Linda on tomorrow?
I wanted the time of 2:15. I wanted a show that wasn't at the top of the hour.
Pacific. Okay.
So, yeah, Pacific.
I'll be
Yes.
there.
I love that. Thank you so much. And I will dance you off the show. God bless you. Till next week. Bye bye.